What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Happy Sunday to everybody. I hope you're feeling good. I'm just on my way home. I went to visit a friend, see, grab a couple of things. And so today I just want to talk about the miracle. That's the topic, which is the miracle. And for me, I've always believed that you are the miracle. You are the motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? That is still living in life, that is still respecting other people's, choices and everything. But sometimes it might feel like as though even though you respect people's choices, they always bring you back and throw it in your face or find a way to ruin your space. And for me, I've always felt like as a child of God, your main your main directive in life is to enjoy the journey. Is to never give up in the things you do, never give up in life. Because I think that's just the difference between the old generation and our generation is we have spoken word, we have TV, we have phones, we have entertainment, but they never had that, but they still sat back and watched us develop that. You know what I'm saying? Without feeling some type of way. And I know sometimes they be trying to catch up and sometimes they be, getting upset because we are that way, but we are, what I'm saying, determined to survive regardless of what we've been through, where we had to sleep and where we're coming from, which is different. When you think about it, it's the same way I think a lot of homeless people, if you put them in the house, they're not going to be ruining the house because they know how much of a blessing it is to be inside the house, as opposed to when you're raised with a silver spoon, so you might not understand what it's like to not even have a spoon in the first place. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the way I feel, because if you go to Chicago or anything, they have their parks, they have their houses, they have a way of living. So nobody's really looking for, how to damage somebody's roof or, piss all over somebody's grave or, find a way to disrespect, the life that a person lives. Because you understand the value of that life. You understand the value of having good motherfuckers around you. And I've never had the perfect motherfuckers around me, but at least I know they're worth it. So, you might not hang out with people much, but the people that you hang out with, they know how valuable you are, so they're going to respect the fact that you're in their presence. And I think that's what it is about, because we all just used to go around, hang around with a lot of people that we realize that hanging out with those people, it was always war. It was always a competition about who's this, who's the hottest, who's this, who's got this, this hot truck or whatever. But it's not really, that's not really what life is about. The tears is why the track is really good. That's what people don't understand. Because nigga, if you're not crying, then it didn't really touch you like that. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like, life has a reason. And there's a reason why your mother didn't give up. There's a reason why poverty didn't kill you. There's a reason why you waited. For the little things, like when it comes to your chastity and insides and your temple and all that is very important, because a lot of people want to get into your temple, but a lot of people don't know what it is to stay in your temple. So the miracle is discovering that because you're a woman, because you think like a man, things happen for you. Or things might not happen so rapidly for you, but it doesn't mean that they're not coming anyway. It doesn't mean that you don't deserve it. It doesn't mean that you can't navigate life. Like cars. Like you ever think about the fact that a plane is a car is a plane. The difference is they have wings. One just has a steering, They all have steerings, but one just has wings. Same accelerator, same concept, but just a different way of applying it. But if you're going to school to fly an airplane, you're going to be expected to deal with so much more. You know, the same way if you're driving a car. The lesson is not the same. They're not going to give you a realistic simulation of what you're going to encounter on the road. They're not going to give you, people just randomly walking into the street and having to brake quick. They're not going to give you that. You know what I mean? When you're driving a car, they're just going to say, oh, turn, do this. But when you're driving a plane, there's so much pressure in the air. And that's my point, is that when you're ready for your miracle, when God is about to bless you, there's going to be so much turbulence. When God is about to put something in your heart, and when God is about to open a door for you, give you a car, give you a husband, give you whatever, there's going to be so much turbulence in your life. Because the old people that you used to roll with, the old people that you used to have a lot of things in common with, can't understand this new you. They can't understand how you were able to conceal this thing about you, this message in you until this time. We all want to be patient, but sometimes we're impatient because we think the miracle has to happen now. Some people waited for their miracle. Some people lost their miracle. Somebody took their miracle. And not only did they chase people down, they didn't chase anybody down, they didn't put anybody down, they didn't castigate anybody down, they just said that when I see what I love, and I could pause, and I could say, hey, if this love is loving me, God, send me something for me. Or direct my path to what has always been for me that I never saw, because I was busy chasing what Winnie said was me. It was right there the whole time. I just didn't see it because I thought society wanted me to be with the flashy. To be with the finest. Regardless of what upbringing, to not judge a person based on their pockets, but also rely on the intelligence that they have to help you move forward. Why suicide is not possible, when it comes to Christian life and belief. I'm not saying you're not going to think about it. I'm not saying that life is not going to pressure you to do it, but it's just that you have more to live for in America. Because it's unfolding, and you have to be here to see it unfold. And if you leave, you'll lose that opportunity for that miracle. You lose that power that you have already through your experience, and that's what nobody really understands, is everything has been about the experience. A lot of us, our biggest dream was to be in a relationship or be with somebody who would never cheat on us. Who would always put us first. But the reality is, sometimes you will have to deal with that. But it's how you dealt with that. It's how you come rolling back. You can fight everybody, you can fight the bitch, you can fight the nigga, you can fight the whole motherfucking country, the whole motherfucking world. But then you just fought the world. You just fought the man. But if you fight with yourself and you tell yourself that that's just not what I want. That's not the kind of respect I want in love. you'll make it. So a plane is just like a car. The only difference is that you're flying without wings. Now you don't need the wind to tell you when and where to go. You don't need the storm to tell you when. You know what I'm saying? If it's raining or snowing, you don't have to say, oh, wait a minute, you have to defrost. It's just time. You can get up and go. In the middle of the winter, you can go. In summer, you can go. In fall, you can go. Every season, you can move. You can't travel in all seasons. At some point in December, you have to decide, am I going for Christmas or am I not? They might cancel the flight and everybody's packed. They might cancel the wedding and everybody's sitting down and waiting for the bride and groom. That's just how I feel. The miracle is that there's a grace. There's a grace, and when you make it on time, you feel that grace. A lot of our pastors, I remember them when they was walking. When they was going passing out tracts like, oh, you know, God loves you, God believes you, and you would look down on them like. But today is the grace. Because if you haven't walked a mile, you can't walk towards your miracle. It's not funny, but I'm just laughing because life is just amazing. Now you can ride towards your miracle. Now if something happens in your home and your husband doesn't love you, you can go to work. Your work doesn't have to be so far from your home, it could just be downstairs, but the fact that you can be away from a situation, it isn't going to respect you, is the blessing of the car. The fact that you can go to church without waiting for the bus to come and pick everybody and wait for everybody to get dropped off before you get home and spend some time with your kids before you start another week, that's the blessing. And for those who do not have that, at least you have public transport, which means that you will meet somebody who would be willing to share their miracle with you. To share the experience of life. As I tell you that adversity is one of the best teachers, because in adversity you will find your disciples. The only difference between us and Jesus is now we can see motherfuckers on social media. We know this nigga likes this, that. But it takes personal interaction to be able to understand what a nigga really means. You have to hit a nigga where it hurts. You have to talk to a nigga in a language that he understands. And sometimes, if you're not angry, people can't understand how passionate you are about the situation. And even in a racist world, as I am, as I live in this kind of country that I should never have ever come back to, at least the smallest will show me The realest. And sometimes we go to jail for the people we love because we want to find out who has been treating them like that. Manipulating them and making them feel less than. So for me, I don't know about you, but the miracle for me is just to be here today. To look at the grave and say, hey, well, you missed me. To look at the marks and say, yeah, I was chained. I was tied. I was bound. How you doing, Uncle? I'm coming just one second. I'm okay. Thank you. I'm okay. I was bound, but I'm not giving up.
What do you want?
You think of it? I had to eat peas. 2 peas. 2 peas. Just 2. Imagine. But you endured. But look at the content of your words on 2 people. They're angry. Look at them, they're eating bread. Why can't I? They have the same color of skin as me. Same height. Go to the same school. Why? That's the miracle, because if I was treated the same way, I won't have a different perspective. I won't have a message. When you never have, when you have, you know what to do with it. You make investments that if things go wrong, at least I have a chance. I have a class. It was not a battle of the sexes. It's not a kill all to survive. It's just a squad. A team of intelligent strategists that know that the miracle is not how we started. The miracle is how we finished. The miracle is finding words to preach when it's your worst day. The miracle is assembling a church when you know that one particular member or a couple of members in that church, thank you, might not appreciate you, but you still get up there and you still preach every single Sunday. When a child of yours is struggling and you just feel it, but you don't know how, you deprive yourself so that they can come up. We don't have perfect parents. We don't. In fact, we might have the opposite. Maybe based on the fact that their parents too didn't really try. But if there's something I know about a struggle, if there's something I know about a calling, You won't know where your miracle is if you don't stay and fight for this life. If you don't realize that it takes one thing for everybody to realize who you really are. It's easy to stone a motherfucker walking, but it's harder to stone a vehicle passing by. That when we're all in motion, perhaps that's when some of us get to eat for the first time. So I want you to go out there, live life, enjoy life, celebrate life, and embrace your miracle, because your miracle started now.